In this video, I go over with you such things as the various street signs because Iceland does have um, different street signs that maybe you might never have seen before. We will go over that. We will go over different apps that I recommend you put on your phone. Also, websites and phone numbers. These are all useful for you as you are driving around Iceland. Also, we will go over some things about off-roading, talk about the different laws Iceland has about off-roading. So this is a very informative video. If you have not been to Iceland before, you might want to bookmark this video and refer back to it as much as you would like. And also, the images that I'm using are images from a booklet that was given to us when we rented a vehicle. So I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say the rental car name, but just know that the images are from one of the rental companies in Iceland. So as you are driving around Iceland, it's great to keep these things in mind that we go over in this particular video. When driving in Iceland, it is important to know that the regular gasoline pump is green. Now, if you are driving a vehicle that requires diesel, the diesel pump is black in Iceland. Also, headlights are required year-round. Headlights are required by law. So when you are driving around, do not use the auto lights. Use the headlights. And it is circled there in green. It's actually a square in green to let you know which function the headlights should be on. Also, if you are in a roundabout, the inner car has the right of way. Driving around Iceland, you have to be prepared for all types of weather, especially windy weather. When we were there, we experienced wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour. So even when you are parking and getting out of your car, make sure you always hold the door handle, especially if it is windy, because Iceland has been known to take doors off the hinges. Well, the wind, the powerful wind gusts in Iceland, they have been known to occasionally take the doors off the hinges. Also, be aware of gravel roads because gravel roads, when you travel or drive too fast, sometimes the rocks can bust the windshield. So just be aware of that also. So you want to drive accordingly. Sometimes you might have to slow down and drive a little bit slower than you desire. Be aware of the narrow one-lane bridges. Especially, we experienced that around when we were traveling towards Gullfoss. There was a bridge that was a one-lane bridge. So you had to be patient, let one car ride through before you could cross the bridge, things like that. You have to be patient. The blind crest, sometimes you'll drive around Iceland and you might be going uphill and you don't realize there might be another car on the other side going uphill as well. So always, if you really can't see the road past the hill, it's best to drive slowly. Be aware of flooding and sandstorms, especially around Geysir. We experienced that. We didn't experience flooding, but we saw that the area could easily flood. So always be aware of the surrounding waters when you're driving. And as always, look out for animals. And there's information there on the screen about a website you can check to if you want to check the road conditions. It's always best before you head out, especially in the winter time. It's always best to check the road conditions before you actually start driving around for the day. This is a great app to install on your phone before you start driving around in Iceland. It gives you the updates on road closures. And this is another one. Well, this is a 24-hour road assistance that is great to add to your list of apps or your list of phone numbers that you might need in Iceland. Again, these are screenshots from a booklet from the rental car company we use. I'm not sure if we can say the name on YouTube, but anyway, this is a screenshot from one of the rental car companies. So they let you know driving off road is illegal in Iceland. You must stay on the paved roads. I mean, a lot of times, especially if you have a 4x4, you feel like you can just go off-roading. Well, here they're saying that it is illegal in Iceland. So, check the laws in Iceland about off-roading before you decide to go off-roading, even if you have a 4x4. By law, you have to wear your seatbelt. Baby seats are required. And I believe most rental car companies prohibit smoking in the car, and there is a penalty fee for that. And also, if you are at a red light, there is no right turn. You must wait for the green light. I know in some cities and places around the world, you can turn on red. But in Iceland, there is a rule that there is no right turn on a red light. Also, no drunk driving. Just don't do it. And these are just directions letting you know if you have a foggy window. I know sometimes you might be driving around and your window is fogged up. This picture here, the second to last symbol, is letting you know what to press to clear the windows. Also, when you are renting vehicles, most rental companies, they will weatherproof the car, especially the tires. You'll usually have like ice scrapers in the trunk or in the back seat of the car. Somewhere in the car, there will be ice scrapers, and you will also have your tires that are ready, winter ready, basically. These are street signs that you will see around Iceland. So it's great to maybe screenshot this. Now, most rental companies will give you a booklet that will have the traffic signs listed, but just in case, you can screenshot this particular image. Screenshot this image so that before you drive in Iceland, you will be familiar with the street signs. Okay, if you see a blue circle that has a red circle around it with a red line, that means that you can't park there. If you see the same symbol but you see an X, that means that you can't stop or park there. Okay, so yeah, just become familiar with the street signs. Okay, if you see a red circle with a black, not a red circle, if you see a yellow circle with the black 60 in the middle, that means that is the maximum speed. If you see a blue square with a 50 in the middle, that means that the recommended speed is 50 miles per hour, and so on. Now, the very last image, it says unbridged rivers. There are some places, especially when it's flooding, there will be unbridged rivers. And most insurances won't cover any damage. So if you are driving over a an unbridged river and you receive car damage because of it, a lot of insurances won't cover that. So always be cautious about where you are driving.